Hey guys, it's me, His Reviews here. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing something quite different from my channel at least. We're going to be going through an article by the Huffington Post and by Stephen Fry. And the title is Katie Hopkins, Head Recruiter for ISIS. So that's quite an eye catcher, if you will, clickbait as they say on the YouTubes. It was 29th of July? No, of course it wasn't. March 2016, and it was updated then as well. He hasn't updated it since. So yeah, let's get right into the news, boys. The recent terrorist attacks have once again brought predictable comments from the right wing. Arguably the UK's most prominent hate for pay hack is Katie Hopkins. She takes a staunch stand against immigration, encouraging a divide between Muslims and the rest of us. It's a short-sighted agenda which also happens to be number one on the ISIS to-do list. Well, I do agree with you that Katie Hopkins is probably a hateful pay campaign. She gets a lot of money from hating on people. She went on Big Brother, didn't she? No, yeah. Who cares anyway? But this part's, I think, just introduction. And this guy's like trying to take a little jab, you know, like the right wing, the predictable comments from the right wing, and the oh boy, number one on the ISIS to list, shanking, you know, shit boy. I have some problems, but we're not going to go into it because who cares? I mean, this is just an introduction, so let's go on to the second part of the article. You are not going to stop ISIS by preventing immigrants from entering the UK. They are already here. Even if they weren't, modern terrorism is tenacious enough to get in. If Al-Qaeda were capable of pulling off an attack as audacious and complicated as the Twin Towers, border control will be a breeze for ISIS. To even think you might stop them by blocking access is naive and laughable. Okay, so let's go through this step by step. You're not going to stop Islam from entering our country if we don't let immigrants enter our country. Well, I live in the UK, so I'm going to say our country as in the UK, but I mean the EU, pretty much. And the fact that if we stop Muslims and immigrants coming from our country, it will make it less easier for ISIS members and terrorist groups entering our country. So let's say I am a person who wants to murder someone in a house. I go up to the door, I knock on the door. Also, they have suspicion that I will murder because I have murdered people in their family. Okay, let's just say that. Yeah, and he opens the door. Why would he possibly want to do that any longer than that? Oh, there's other people. Like I have other people. Oh, there's other people that's worse than him. Like, come on, man. We're in the UK, man. We're pretty damn sick, bruv. I mean, you know. Shut up. You know, I mean, like, it's other people as well. Like, I mean, it's whatever. Who cares about those other people? I'm not those other people, so who gives a fuck? So let's go on to the second part. They are already here. So shouldn't you be arguing the fact that they're already here? Sorry, I had a mic too close to my mouth. Shouldn't you all be arguing the fact that they're already here, and we should be fighting that instead of saying that, oh, they're already here, so acting like it's a non-problem? Okay, you see what I mean? If they're already here, then you should be arguing the fact that they're already here. So modern terrorism is good enough to get in. I do not believe that in the slightest. Where the countries are majority terrorism is happening, we have smacked down, we have sent people there to deal with the problem. I think we let go, didn't Russia, some time ago, take their forces out of, where was it? Oh, fuck, I don't know. Iraq. I think it was Iraq. Was it Iraq? I don't know. You can tell me in the comments, I suppose. But yeah, they recently took them out. Anyway, I don't think it's good enough for our technology. But what I'm not saying that none of them will get into our country. I'm sure that a great deal of terrorist members and people that are in a terrorist group will get in, no matter what. I'm sure it will happen, but it will happen less often and less hard on people. So yeah. So Twin Towers, the reason why that happened, I think at least, is the airport didn't have a high enough, you know, percentage of guarding on their land. So let's say I walk into there and I was allowed just to go through, you know. And now they have like metal detectors checking your bags through. What is it like? IVI scanner? No, it's not. But you know, when they check your bags and you see what's in it, and if they find anything suspicious, they were allowed to get it out and go through it all. And they pick out people that look suspicious, and so on and so on. They've upgraded it, upgraded the the people in the airports, the security in the airports. Okay, so that's a non-argument. So basically, I'm bigoted. So guys, I'm fucking bigoted, alright? So I mean, I have no reason to say anything, alright, mate? And neither do you. You can't. Why are you arguing with him, huh? Anyway, yeah, guys, go on to part 3. Katie and her cohorts willfully ignore the fact that the last big attack in the UK was homegrown. 3 of the men responsible for the 7/7 attack were born in England, so no amount of border control would ever going to stop them. Come on, bro. You know that's a Chambix story. Here's the evidence. And I'm not gonna lie, maybe homegrown terrorism is a threat, but I don't think it is. I think people are generally smart enough to just say, nah, fuck off, mate. You can't, and go on your daily business. But it's a Chambix story, and you can just, no amount of border control is gonna stop it. Come on now. The only way we can realistically reduce the possibility of a future terrorist attack from groups like ISIS is to prevent more young people joining their ranks. The job description of a suicide bomber is in the title. They don't tend to last for too long. To survive, ISIS needs an extended line of disillusioned and isolated youths to groom and radicalize. These kids are in our country right now. They were born here. They didn't come over with the last influx of immigrants. Okay, this is very fixated on the fact that they're already here, which is not true. Most of the members are in Muslim countries, and they're probably the children of these ISIS members. Come on, let's be honest here. I'm sure some children, as again, have gone over and joined them in the ranks, as you said, and they need suicide bombers and they need extended line. Mate, just have children. They're going to multiple wives anyway. Who cares? Seriously, they would make them already. Right? These kids need an influx. Okay, whatever. Shut up. That doesn't happen often, and I'm sure it does happen. All right, but you're making it out to seem as in every single time a terrorist attack happens, it is because of a child here getting radicalized by Islam, which is not true. ISIS, sorry, which is not true, is it? Let's be honest here. Come on now. But anyway, yeah, let's go on to the next part of the article. It's tough being a kid, even more so if you belong to a section of society which is marginalised. One only has to look at the suicide statistics for young LGBT people to see how desperate it can be growing up oppressed. When you live in a society which is opposed to hate you, you look for a way out. Okay, so you've seen that, and it's alright. Well, somewhat. I'm not going to get into that, but now he's going to equate that to being a Muslim, that they're more likely to be a terrorist and to go to ISIS and to become a member there. And he's going to equate that to LGBT people that apparently, well, their suicide rates are higher, not going to lie, but he's going to equate that to that, because it's totally make it the same. Let's say LGBT community is a terrorist group and they go around killing people and they look for gay people to recruit in their army, let's say. You see how this is a false equation. It's a false equation. It doesn't add up. It's not the same sort of wavelength. Okay. Now, if you said something like, "Oh, if the marginalised like Christians and they join a terrorist group," which is not happening because no Christians are really terrorists nowadays. Come on, let's be honest here. I mean, the last thing they did was make fucking abortion clinic boy. No, come on now. That's not really terrorism. But yeah, let's go on to the next part as well. Interviews with Muslim youths after the Twin Towers and the 7/7 attacks show how life was for them. They were spat at in the streets, they were moved away from public transport, they were refuse entry into pubs and clubs. The majority of teenagers are strong enough to handle this treatment, but we have to be realistic and realise that a small proportion are not. Some have naturally less confidence. The struggle in life is already difficult enough. The right wing will scoff and say, tough, they've got to man up and get on with it. That only sidesteps the problem. It doesn't stop it from happening. Okay, I'm going to agree that some Muslim youths, young people, are discriminated against in the media and in our own public. And I'm pretty sure there's laws against that, just saying. But that's in all walks of life, my friend. If you're choosing something, because religion is a choice to do something, and you have to face the consequences of choosing that over something else. Okay, it's not my fault that you've chosen something to, be a Muslim. I mean, I can't help you there, mate. If I'm a fucking terrorist, which I'm pretty sure they're not. Let's be honest here. They're not going to particularly be terrorists because, they've grown up in a society where they see terrorism as a bad thing, and I think the media and everything else, the internet says it's bad. So just getting someone that says, "Oh, join us, mate. We'll make you feel normal." It's not particularly going to work. And oh my God, he said something. Oh, this only sidesteps the problem. He said the right one will scoff and say, basically, man up. Which I agree with. You have to do that with all walks of life, my friend. He's discriminating against me. Oh. I mean, if you're going to do that for your whole life, then, you're good luck. But I love the fact that apparently that sidesteps the problem. Even though he said earlier about the terrorist attacks and say that's only fucking that. Oh my God, the terrorist attack of once comments right-wing problem. Sorry, that's the wrong part. Yeah, no, here we are. That it's Muslims in correcting the border control. Basically, that one stopped the Muslims coming in. They're already here, which is kind of sidestepping the problem that apparently they're already here, so we shouldn't do border control. But yeah, I mean, this guy's a fucking Muslim. I don't know if he's a Muslim or not, but I'm gonna guess his white guilt is fucking raging off the charts, boys. Daily confrontation and persecution can make an already isolated young mind despondent and destructive. Even in the relative safety of your own home, they still encounter hostility on their social media feed. They see the right-wing rants of Katie Hopkins and her cronies. Every hate-filled article and comment is strapping the vest on the next suicide bomber here in the UK. So this all sprang from him saying that doesn't matter about border control because they're already here. So now he's getting on to children, and now he's gotten on to the daily attitude of, children in the UK. And I don't think children are stupid. I don't, honestly. It depends what age they are. If they're like 5, then obviously. But if they're like 15, I think they have their own mind to decide that, terrorism is wrong. And if they're already in the fucking Muslim world, and a Muslim, then they should probably already believe in jihad anyway, so it doesn't particularly matter about that, so that's why we need border control. And apparently every hate-filled comment is strapping the next fucking suicide bomber. Wow, Jesus Christ. I mean, that's not true, is it? And, come on, let's be honest here. Again, most of the suicide bombers are not from the UK. Or the people, members of ISIS are not from the UK. Let's be honest here. If you're going to do this, then at least be honest with me. Come on, man. We're friends here, aren't we? Come on. Older teens and young adults who have already succumbed to radicalization are primed to spot new recruits. They reach out to the oppressed kids, and the next bomb starts ticking. Yeah, okay, that's true. I don't have a problem with this part. Move on to the next part straight away. We will reduce the terrorist attacks if we accept different culture into our society. Oh, guys. Oh, guys. Oh, my God. So he wants Muslim societies to come on a Western society. Oh my god. So you want gays to be killed, do you, buddy? You want women that have been raped, stoned to death, boy, do you? Do you really? Do you want someone that's still to get their hand chopped off? Do you really? Oh my god, seriously. Like, I was trying to keep serious here, but guys, oh, fuck me. This makes me feel depressed a little. Like, god damn, fuck me. How does this guy so stupid? Like, I read the article before, but I don't remember it being that bad. Fuck me. I mean, Jesus Christ. Let me carry on. If we make them feel included instead of telling them they're not welcome, then radicalization becomes much harder. ISIS absolutely needs this divide to survive. It's their biggest weapon. The only surefire tactic we have is to take it away from them. Katie Hopkins, through her column with one of the biggest global news agencies, regularly reinforcing the divide, she is, without questioning, pushing people towards ISIS and positively contributing to the future terrorist attack. The problem with the whole idea of this is the fact that every single terrorist lives in the UK. And I'd say it's a small majority that actually lives in the UK. The problem with this is you don't talk about our argument, the fact that if we let the border controls go, then basically all hell will let loose. We will see terrorists all around the EU, and it has been going up since we let them in. You can't argue with that, okay? And you're making it seem like Katie Hopkins and fucking everybody is hating on these young Muslims, and that's what's causing the main terrorist attacks, which is not. You've cherry-picked one fucking story, the 7/7 attacks, okay, and you've made it seem like every single terrorist attack is like that, which is simply untrue. You are simply lying to your audience and the people that are reading this article. Fucking Huffington Post, man. I thought you were better than this, man. I thought you were better than this. Come on, man. It was a few months ago, so I'll give him the benefit of the doubt that he's fucking changed his mind, okay? And he hasn't, then he should fucking kill himself, mate. Right? But anyway, guys, hopefully you liked the different style of video. And I will see you in the next video. Peace.